What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Stocks to Watch. And we had an interesting day today. Nifty again at fresh all-time highs, and this rally has no signs of ending, no exhaustion. There are multiple sectors that are coming in, going out, multiple sector rotation going on, and we are seeing strength across the board, right? And what I'm planning for tomorrow is that I think the strength will continue tomorrow. Now, it could be possible that a few sectors are doing bad versus a few sectors doing good. But we've seen IT move, we've seen auto move, we've seen everything move except for metals, and even some parts, some stocks, even in the metals pack, has started moving. National Aluminium has moved, but metals, in general, they have moved individually and not together. IT has moved together, banks have moved together. We've seen industrial consumables move together. We've seen retail stocks move together. We've seen financials, real estate, probably everything has moved. Now, I was tracking and I was scanning a lot of stocks, and what I found is that now majority of the stocks are hitting their supply areas, like previous supply areas. That's one. Number two, the stocks that have done well in the previous month, they are now getting corrected, and there are stocks which have literally bottomed out. They were underperforming the market and they have started to move. So this is going to be a tricky market where we have seen laggards starting to move, and this is probably a peak of a bull market. Like, theoretically speaking, if you go by the words of Mr. William O'Neill, he says that a bull market essentially starts to peak out when laggards, or stocks which have poor fundamentals, stocks which have never moved, even when they start moving, that is when you have to be extra cautious about the markets. So, although everyone is enjoying the rally, everything is happening nice for investors, portfolios are going up, there are good traction that we are getting in the markets. But there is one more important thing that we all need to understand is that the markets are getting stretched by the day, right? So just I'm trying to, prove a point to you that no matter how confident you are in this rally, no matter where you're participating, which stock you're participating in, just ensure that your risk management is always right. Now, coming on to the stocks that I'm going to be watching out for tomorrow. So, number one has to be SRF. Now, this is a disclaimer. We created a position in SRF today, and this is the position that we had initiated in SRF today in the morning, and we are holding this stock as a swing trade all the way until the 2300s. Very good action. There is a recent report by Motilal Oswal and I think JM Financials on SRF and other chemical players. So now chemicals is the only theme left out, which hasn't really moved, and we are seeing that there's some kind of an action coming in chemicals specifically. So I think Aarti Industries, another name, and SRF, both are at value areas, and I think there could be a spike coming in into these names. So that's something that I'll definitely watch out for. The other interesting name that I saw was Grasim. Now, Grasim is basically another large cap name, creating a nice little tight base. And now probably it's time for it to kind of test this high or this area of supply out over here. So there could be like some sort of an action in Grasim coming forward. And that is the only thing that I'm interested in. So I'll just be scouting, watching this out. Next up I have is SBI Cards, and again, this is not a stock that's trading near its 52-week highs, but this is coming near an area of important demand. An important gap was filled recently, and now the stock is contracting. Now, SBI Cards has been growing at a phenomenal rate, and that is the reason a lot of multiple bunch of upgrades also came into the stock. So the overall picture on the daily looks good. So SBI Cards is another stock that I'm going to be looking to watch out for. Now, APL Limited, another name that I find really interesting. I think a very, very nice activity over here. Even the volume activity, if I just open up volumes over here, the volume activity is muted. That means the supply is not really very exciting, and that means that the stock could have room to move on the upside. So that's definitely something that I'll be watching out for. Next up is Suzlon. Now, Suzlon has already run up, I think, over to 200%. I think from $7 or 8 rupees. I think this is up, moved up another 150, 140%. And now it's again creating a small tight base. And the renewable energy space is again into news, into action, and hence I expect this to start moving. So could be interesting to see how this moves. So Suzlon on the watch list. Next up is MMTC. Now we've been discussing this stock multiple times even before, and today is the day when the stock tried to move, but then it closed really badly in a weak closing. But I think it's still going to be really interesting to watch on how MMTC plays out. So another PSU name that's going to be on my radar. Next up is Suryodaya Small Finance Bank. Now, banks have done really well, and there are multiple coverages by a lot of brokerage houses on NBFCs and on small finance banks. And Suryodaya, Jammu and Kashmir Bank, all of them are very well positioned. So the structure looks really nice. We are just going to wait for some strength coming in Suryodaya, and hence this is going to be a banking name that's going to be on my radar. Now, as I was talking about laggards, I was talking about stocks which haven't really done well. You can see Yes Bank now, right? So this is a stock which has been beaten down multiple times, and the stock is just trying to revive. But you can see the stock came out of a base, and now it's recreating another base to probably move a leg higher. Now, Yes Bank is not a stock that we like to trade because there are regulations around this. You can't really buy sell a specified quantity, but this is only for study purposes that you can see on what happens to this most underperforming stock in the banking space. So what happens over there? It was going to be interesting to see. But from a structural perspective, I think Yes Bank is definitely something to watch out for. And the last one is Devyani. And I think this is probably the favorite of all. And the reason is the QSR space is very, very solid. And this is, consolidated really nicely. And this is pivotal. This point is a very pivotal area for this stock. So the stock can start spiking from here. So that's going to be an interesting thing to watch out for. Apart from that, if you observe, this list is a shorter list as compared to the other list that I usually create by researching. And that was the concerning sign for me that I was not really able to find very good structures because a lot of them have moved. A lot of them are at places where it's not tradable. So it's very, very important to be very selective. So, yes, from an intraday perspective, there could be multiple stocks that could be traded. But from a swing perspective and from a strength perspective, that's what we do on the Stocks to Watch series. I think these are the only stocks that I would be watching and I would be interested. Obviously, from an intraday perspective, there could be multiple trades that could be taken. So that's about that. That's about that. So SRF definitely one of the stocks that I'm going to be watching out for. Suryo, the small finance bank, is also really good. Devyani is also really, very good, and SBI cards. All of them are fantastic. Now, talking about Nifty and Bank Nifty. So Nifty we already saw. I'll just show and open up Bank Nifty, and what you can see is that Bank Nifty is now trying to test the high that it created on 4th of July, and that's going to be an interesting thing to watch out for. As far as Nifty is concerned, Nifty is already at a fresh all-time high. Now, if I talk about the indices in general, that what happened to individual indices. So let me just open up the indices section over here, and you can clearly see that media was the one that outperformed today. PSU banks, Nifty, Bank Nifty, and private banks. So banking and finance did extremely well today, and some bits and pieces of healthcare and pharma. But as I said, the structures were not really looking that decisive that a fresh trade could be taken. But all in all, I think the markets are really resilient. And if we talk about the overall market, dynamics on how the mid caps are playing out. I'll just open up mid caps right now and show how resilient the markets are. So if you look, pre-cam up 20%, Venki 16%, SW Sterling Wilson Solar 16%, Indiabulls Real Estate 11%, Jindal Saw, BPL Pharma, Web of Global. So there are multiple stocks that have done really well, and the media was up basically because of Z's catalyst that led to a high spike. So all in all, I think the markets are resilient, but I think there is a lot of caution to be exercised. And apart from that, I think there's going to be lots of activity happening in the markets. So stay tuned for that. All the very best for your trading day tomorrow. If you're new here, consider hitting the like button and the subscribe button, and let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. I will be seeing you in the next video tomorrow in the next episode. And I'm really sorry I was not able to create some videos from the last week. There was some other work that I was stuck into, and hence I couldn't be consistent with the videos. But don't worry, this week we are going to be back. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great trading week ahead. Thank you, and bye bye.